Hello, today we are going to dive into how to identify support and resistance. So very quickly we are on the GBP USD. So you can see that this is a support that I identified, and if we take it, let me start from the beginning. How do I identify them? My first hint, as I said in the previous video, my previous hint is those pivot points, and those pivot points I take them let me take that out. I take them from the indicator pivots traditional auto, and this is the indicator. Where is it? Points, pivot point standard. This is the indicator. Okay, and in the previous video I showed the settings that I use. Anyway, so this is a pivot point, this one. So I look at this pivot point and then I go back and see if there are any bounces, retracement from this level, and as you can see, yes, there is. Now the next one is this one. Okay, this one is a level. So actually, you know what, I just realized this now. We can take this, look at this point here, okay, so, and this point here. So if we are going to draw one, we are going to draw one from this point to that point here. Let's take it there. Okay, so that is a resistance area. So it might be testing and going back down. We'll look at it later. Let's just, and I have templates for those for visibility reasons. So this is support and resistance on the daily chart. So this is the daily chart. Okay, so if we get back to it, we can see that it broke the 382 Fibonacci, and was halfway to the 0.5 Fibonacci. And we'll see it's inside the resistance. We don't know which way it's going to go. Is it going to break it or go down? And this is not the reason, but actually today I didn't take any pending orders on this one. So let me take you to another example. Let's stay with this one for a bit. Let's look at other points. There is this peak, and this peak is close to this pivot point. Okay, so the first hint is the pivot points. The second one is where the price is at now. So I look if there is anything particular about the price at this moment. So we looked at the price now and we saw if there is any important area, and we saw that this is a resistance area. So let's take a look at another one, and I only look at areas just around the price. I don't fill the whole screen, but I keep them. I don't delete them. Let's see, this one. Well, yeah, yes and no. This peak is important, but I think this peak is more important. Let's go back. No, there's nothing. Okay, I will not take this. Although you can see here, there is something here. The price resisted in some way. Well, this one was really serious, but this one, it didn't. It just went through it back and forth, so it didn't really respect it that much. I will not identify this one. So my next example on the USD JPY, and the JPY today, I took pending orders on this one based, one of the main reasons was support and resistance. Let me show you what's happening. Okay, and I always use volumes. So volume, sorry, not volumes, zones. So I use a volume zone, support and resistance zone, supply and demand zones, order block zones. Everything is in zones except for the trend lines. To tell you the truth, if there was a tool, I think a trend line should be a zone as well. But this is philosophical. Okay. So this is the daily chart of the USD JPY, and as you can see, it bounced off this, it crossed this, retested it, this well, it was resistance, it became support, and look how it acted on this one. This is a really serious one. Something wrong with the internet, it's not loading. Why? I don't know. Let's reload. Okay. Look at those orders. Those are the pending orders that I took today. If we have time, I will explain them. And they are based, one of the reasons is the support level. And you can see here is the pivot line here. Okay. And the trend line that is I'm hoping that it will retest it. And I showed you before the 200 is here, the EMA 200 is here as well. So yeah, so how do I identify them? Through pivot points, the current price. Let's look at the current price here. Go back, go back, there is nothing here. Go back, nothing. Well, we're back till 2017 and there's nothing here, so that's it. Now this is the daily. When I was studying this today, when I was analyzing the USD JPY, I thought this is going up, okay, and actually I took buying pending orders. But the next one, and let me explain something here. I took the first one based on this trend line, but then there is something, I thought it might go down to the pivot level. Okay, so if it went down to the pivot level, and here there is an order block as well. No, it's a volume. Let me check. No, it is a volume zone. This is a volume zone. Let me take those away. So this is a volume zone. The price is here. It didn't really touch the trend line and it went up. This is the volume zone. It went above the volume zone, retested it. And my view is that it will go up. So the idea is, and I took it after the price went up. See, this actually retested it, but when I saw it, it was after the fact. So I will take it at this price. If it went down, because if it went down here, it might just go down the volume zone. And if it did go down the volume zone, it might reach this level or the support level. So I took my stop loss here, but then I took another pending order on the pivot, not really on it. Let's see at which price. 151.47, 151.47. And I think, yes, it's based on the 200, on the EMA 200. See, it's here, 151.47. So I took it on the EMA 200 as well. So the first one will take into consideration the higher level of the volume zone, and the next one if it went down to test the EMA 200. Now if we go to and back to our topic, which is support and resistance, if we go back here, we see resistance here, and this is actually made me stop and think it might just go down because of this resistance. And I was going, and I didn't take this one. See, I was going to take this one here, but this is the 4-hour chart, and this is the daily chart, and I have not much supporting that the price will go down except the resistance and the pivot line. There I have the volume zone as well, so I wasn't really encouraged to take and it wasn't going to be a pending order, it was going to be at market, and that actually frightened me. And let's see, if I actually took that, would it wouldn't have closed, no, it would have been now maybe slightly on profit. Okay, but it is really interesting, and it's the RRR is 5. So let's go back. So here on the 4-hour we have this resistance and this support, and here on the daily we have this support, and this is how I identify my zones, my support and resistance zones. Okay, my hints again are the pivot points. I also have another hint. I want to see if there is some kind of importance to the Fibonacci points as well, to the Fibonacci levels. And this is how I go around identifying support and resistance. And I'm interested in the support and resistance around the current price. I don't go beyond that line. So this was drawn at the time when the price was here, around this area. Okay, so this is how I identify support and resistance, and how I use them along with other indicators and other tools, technical tools. So here I took two prices, two entry points, but with the same stop loss and the same take profit with different lots, because the distance on this one, because the, where is it? Yeah, because the distance of this one is larger, so this one has a lower lot size than this one. Okay, and I accepted that this is a 0. Let me show you. The RRR here is very small, and I normally don't do that, so I take only 2. But the sum of both these pending orders take me to the acceptable RRR level. Okay, so if this came through and it went down, and there was a drawback to it, a drawdown to it, and it went to this level, hopefully it will go up, then it will be a wonderful trade. Okay, that's it for today, and in the next video we're going to look at another one of the indicators, how I use it, and how I identify it, and how I use it. Maybe it will be the supply and demand. Okay, bye bye for now.